Good morning. I am Sagar Dalvi, batch July 2021. Today's date is 27th of October, and today's video topic is multi-threading in Java. Before switching to the actual topic, let's discuss why OOP languages or multi-threading languages are so popular in today's era. We know that Java's immediate predecessor is C++ language, which was invented by Barnett Ostrup in 1978. Before to the OOP languages, uh, the concurrency or execution of the multiple programs simultaneously become the very tedious task. So that's why Barnett Ostrup address that issue and come the concept of come with solution of the concept of multi-threading in C++ languages. But when we consider C++ language, the major issue of C++ language is inbuilt support is not provided in C++ language. That's why this is a basic or a big difference between the C++ multi-threading and Java's multi-threading. So let's discuss in detail about the multi-threading. First of all, what is meant by multi-threading? Multi-threading means executing concurrent tasks or independent tasks simultaneously is called a multi-threading. Uh, Later, what is meant by multiprocessing? Multiprocessing means executing the multiple process simultaneously. We can achieve multiprocessing in two ways. The first one is by using the multi-tasking, and second way to achieve the multiprocessing is by using the thread. Okay, the first way which we can use to achieve the multi-tasking by using multiprocessing, which is at OS level, means to achieve the multitasking by using the multiprocessing, we have to manipulate or we have to program at OS level, which is not the concern of Java programmer. But as far as Java programmer is concerned, we should go for the multi processing by using the multi-threading. So okay, so what are the different way to create the thread? The first one is by using or by extending thread class, which is available in java.lang package. And second one or second way to create the thread is by implementing the runnable interface. What is the syntax for first way and second way? Let's discuss. Thread t or class thread 1 extend thread, which is available in java.lang package, and inside that we have to override the run method, which is available in the thread class. And whatever the business logic we have, it is necessary to write down in run method. So this is the syntax for this is the syntax to create the thread by using the extending the thread class, which is available in java.lang. The second way to create the thread is by implementing the runnable interface. In that, the process is same. We have to write down our business logic in run method, and whenever we want to start the thread, then we have to call the um, start method of the both the thread. So let's discuss uh, how the life cycle is work of the thread. The first stage of any thread is born. When we create any thread by using the new keyword, then we can say that that thread is get created or that thread is born. After born, the state is go in the next stage of his life. When we write down the code t dot start, means after t dot start, thread move into the ready state. And when thread goes in ready state, after the allocation, then Java scheduler allocate the thread to the CPU. And when CPU is get allocated, then thread goes into his next stage of life, that is running stage. And after completion of the run method, means after the last instruction executed in a run method where we have write down our business logic, then we can say that that is the end or dead stage of or last stage of that thread. So I would like to summarize 4 stages in the life cycle of the thread. The first one is ready, first one is born, second one is ready, third one is running, and fourth one is dead. So that's it for today. We will meet in soon. Thank you.